taking the hits and getting back up. Every time.
Push!
But more than that, sports is about challenging yourself and other people.
It couldn't be closer.
Yes, baby.
It's about standing shoulder to shoulder. We're here to change the playbook. We are here to change the way you think about racing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lake Como GP, presented by Villa d'Este for Round 5 of the UIM E1 World Championship. This glorious Italian natural wonder will be the battleground for E1's 9 teams who are vying to become champions of the water as we prepare for the next chapter of this all-electric powerboat series. So, Saunders, let's take a look at how the teams performed yesterday in the all-important qualifying.
A very exciting start to the weekend, but it was Team Brady on top of the combined standings thanks to the work of Emma Kymäläinen and Sam Coleman with the fastest average combined lap time. But it was Team Rafa and Tom Schaap specifically with the fastest time of the weekend. Team Miami just a little bit behind, but less than 2 seconds separating the 5 quickest teams in qualifying. But it's all for today, Greg. It's all where the points are at right now.
Right now, indeed. And of course, that all-important qualifying point, well, Fast Qualifier trophy presented by CEO and co-founder of E1, Rade Basso, presenting that trophy to Sam Coleman and Emma Kymäläinen. And as we look at the stunning backdrop of Villa d'Este, let's take a look now. With that new championship point awarded, Team Brady now up by 14 points over Team Miami, with Westbrook Racing still in 3rd, Team Drogba 4th, Team Rafa in 5th, Brazil sits in the 6th spot, Team Blue Rising 7th, Aoki Racing in the 8th spot, and Team Checo in 9th. So that's how it stands in the championship after qualifying. Team Brady on a roll.
A stunning backdrop, and of course the course to match, a 1.26 kilometer 7-turn racing lap. Big advantage to be made getting off to a good start, getting into the first corner in the lead, some opting for the slightly wider line in the semi-finals. This is the first late course of the season, tighter with fewer long straights, lots of potential of getting in the way of each other, potentially losing time, potentially losing position. Long lap position right at the end of the lap could mean some drama coming into the final corner, potential for position. Somewhere between 6 and 10 seconds lost when doing the long lap. Now, long lap played a massive role strategy-wise in the semi-finals. So with that in mind, let's take a look back at one of them, semi-final 2 in particular, which was taken part by Team Rafa, Team Westbrook and Team Blue Rising. There was lots and lots of action in the semi-finals. Let's take a look back at semi-final 2 right now.
So here's the starting lineup for our second semi-final, the first of 2 for this group. Team Rafa, it will be Chris Ladaraga will be coming out in this first one. For Team Westbrook, it'll be Lucas Ordonez. And for Team Blue Rising, Lisa Gassane Battaglia will be behind the wheel of that Team Blue Rising Racebird. Here's a look at Lisa Gassane Battaglia. We heard from her just a little bit earlier. The Monegasque coming off of a strong performance in her home city of Monaco. And she is what I would call a Renaissance lady. There's no question about that. She is a world-class jet ski racer. She plays multiple instruments. She has a master's degree in philosophy. And she said, when I'm done racing, I want to teach philosophy. I mean, that is a pretty well-rounded person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, see what she can do. For Team Westbrook, we have Lucas Ordonez. Now, really interesting background for for Lucas, coming from the world of virtual racing and virtual Gran Turismo, but then going into the real world of LMP2, winning that, and obviously being on a Le Mans podium as well. So lots of experience there in racing. Maybe not in the water racing, but seemingly hasn't impacted Team Westbrook too much because their performance has been pretty good.
Yeah, and he has the ability, obviously, to understand smooth. That's what you play with, and that helps here. Then for Team Rafa, again, owned by Rafa Nadal, this is Cris Lizaraga, and she too is a world-class jet ski racer and loves anything with an engine. But one of the things she says, part of what her get away from it and her decompression time is cooking. Just being able to relax and get into that. But she climbs behind the wheel of this, and she has proven to be very, very quick as well. So looking forward to this second of the semifinals, the first of two for this particular group. But what happens when they get to the second one? They flip lanes. So everybody at some point gets the opportunity here as we are getting ready to go in the region of Lombardy and the city of Chernobyl, right here in the beautiful low Alps and Lake Como for the Lake Como Grand Prix to the GP. There's a look at Will as he is. There's Rafa right there with him at this point in the white shirt, having a look here. Boy, talk about two incredibly talented people watching. Two incredibly talented people in their race birds, and a third one out there as well. This should be fascinating to see. We are in to the official 30-second count for the start. You can see the clock there, 21:20.
All eyes on Team Rafa as the ones that seem to have been able to perform so well on this course. They had really good pace yesterday. They were the quickest when it came to one lap pace, obviously not combined quickest,
right.
But let's see if they can do that, because crucially, in order to do that sort of lap, you need to get out in front into the clean water, which makes that first turn absolutely crucial.
Wait, look at how wide Chris decided to go there. I think look at that. If she times this right, she did. She has got a nice lead, but did she use her boost too soon? Let's see what can happen. Can Lucas Ordonez come up? Can Lisa Battaglia doing an absolutely marvelous job getting up inside there? Then she started to get a little bit of that porpoising, but look at Chris around the outside. What a move by Cris Lizaraga. Use that ultra wide lane to the start, ramp the outside right to the lead from row 3. We haven't seen that very often.
That was all about clean water, not having any turbulence from the other wake, to be able to use the boost, make that move and make it stick, because the moment she came in front of the other two race birds, she caused them all sorts of turbulence and made that gap even bigger.
You could see the grin on Rafa's face there as he watched that, but Lisa Gassane right now and Lucas Ordonez in a side-by-side duel into turn number 5. This is one of those somewhat tricky right-handers, and still side-by-side. Nice job there by Lucas, giving her just enough room to be able to maintain that position. But up front, what a opening lap by Lizaraga.
Yeah, absolutely flying Lisa there. But, you know, the other two of the Westbrook Blue Rising boats trying to keep as close to each other as possible to not get disturbed by each other's weight. You saw both of them using the boost at the same time. They're almost reacting to each other. And this is foil to foil action, Greg.
Yeah, Lizaraga out front, but look at this duel. And again, Lisa Battaglia doing a superb job running side by side and even getting through that little right-hander well, getting a good drive here as Lizaraga making the turn in right now. The margin at the line, about 8 seconds here. And now let's see who can do something with this. Remember, every one of these 3 race birds has to do one of those long laps. And what we've generally been seeing is if you're in the lead, you wait to do it till as late as possible because you've got that smooth, calmest water.
A big opportunity to build the gap, build, make that deficit big enough so you lose as little time as possible by using your long lap. And I think that's the strategy we're going to see here from Team Rafa.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Save the boat. He's already understanding it. They got a lead, save the boat.
This is great, having a live reaction cam from 2 team owners, Will Smith and Rafa Nadal here, going head to head. They know what it's like being in these race boats on this water as Team Rafa come around that corner. Now, this early long lap use here from Team Westbrook, interesting strategy. Maybe they believe that the clean water is worth more than the time lost in the long lap.
I think so. I think that's exactly it. And, you know, if they can come out, find that water, and really lay down some laps, Then when Lisa Battaglia has to do hers, you know, if they've been able to run quicker on their clean water, Westbrook Racing, that can make them move to the front. Well, you can see pretty close there at the merge, so it's going to be fascinating to see. What did you say you were noticing it was about 10 seconds for the merge?
Well, I was just thinking, I was just looking at the timing, and they've almost halved that. So that Team Westbrook use has actually gone it's gone very, very well, because now there's only a just short of 5-second gap between Team Rafa and Team Westbrook. So they've done very well.
I'm stunned by how close Westbrook is after doing the long lap here. That's pretty impressive here. And right now, Lisa is going to have relatively clean water because Chris right up there, you see her heading out of frame to the left. So Lisa's got relatively clean water and smooth water as well. She just has to really fly here. Ordonez on that last lap just set the fastest first sector. Now, of course, then he had to go in to the long lap. So this is going to be an interesting study here.
Yeah, let's look to see when Team Blue Rising activate their long lap, because there might not be. Now there's only just under a 3-second gap between Team Blue Rising and Team Westbrook. That this is a good chance for Lucas to make that undertake and make it work.
It is, but what we're seeing now is, you know, I think that long lap, it put him right in the wash coming off of Lisa's boat, so he has got to figure a way. But boy, he's dealing with it.
The gap's going down and down. We just, you know, it's 1.5 seconds currently now. So Lucas is in a perfect position now, because when Lisa takes the long lap, he's just going to be able to sneak right in as long as the corners go well. And
but look what happened here when he turned into 7. He caught a little bit of the wake from Lisa on that foil, and you can see that huge plume of spray that shot up, and it just parked him a little bit. And he lost a lot of momentum just in that moment here. Lizaraga for Rafa is up by 15.5 seconds at this stage. Then it's only right now, well, it just went from 3 to 4 to 5 seconds in that exchange, and I think that was that little bit of momentum when he hooked that foil right into her wake and cost him a lot of time.
Has that cost him the position as well? We're going to see very shortly as Lisa and Team Blue Rising activate their long lap, where they have to do it before the session is over. It's going to be very tight. We're looking at currently just over 5 seconds gap between the two race birds. That is shorter than what we saw in the last semi-final, but based on how well Westbrook took it, there's a chance that they might be able to get away with it.
And as we're watching Rafa doing its long lap, they should be pretty clear into the merge, and Lisa Battaglia waiting at this point, and they're going to be grouped pretty well. But remember, Lisa for Team Blue Rising is the one race bird that has not yet done that long lap, and she's going to have to do it this next time.
Interestingly, the gap just dropped by 10 seconds between Rafa's use of the long lap and Team Blue Rising behind, suggesting that it was a 9 or 10 second deficit by going in the long lap. So that would mean that currently, as it stands, Lucas Ordonez will be able to make the position when Team Blue Rising use a long lap.
Absolutely. This is going to be really intriguing to see how it plays out. And what right now, of course, Lizaraga, she's got that margin, but as you said, it dropped a little bit. But Lisa has not done that lap. But one thing Chris can't do yet is just ease off much, because of the way, the speed that we're seeing from Lucas right now. Even in the wake, he did have that one moment, but he's eating away at it again. He has knocked that deficit down from that 8 or 5 second deficit down to 2.5 here. So he is starting to come back after him here. And then you see Will really watching to see what's unfolding here.
Team Westbrook have a great setup, seemingly maybe even having a strategy of not pushing too much on Lisa in front in the Team Blue Rising race bird, and just having that clean water in order to make up any time loss. But we're not just talking about position here, we're talking about advancing into the final and ultimate points, which at this stage in the championship go a long way.
Oh, it's huge, isn't it? All right, here we go. Is Lisa Gassen, or excuse me, this is Chris Lizaraga coming through. Big win in this semifinal for Rafa. We talked about they could be the spoilers here in a way, and Lizaraga getting the job done here. Here comes Ordonez flying around as Lisa has to do that long lap, and he is going to come through, really putting the hammer down a little bit here, and comes through at 13 seconds adrift. So that was a dominant run by Chris for Team Rafa. Westbrook there in second. And then Lisa Battaglia will be back another 9 seconds. So absolutely great run, and pretty cool here. These two team owners, their race birds just went 1-2.
It's amazing to see how into it they're getting. And I knew the moment they stepped in the race birds yesterday, they would understand it more, they'd believe it, and they'd really enjoy it.
Good turn. There we go. Yes.
Absolutely incredible run here. And Chris doing a stunning job for Rafa up front. And there is Tom Schaap with the fastest individual lap in qualifying. So a superb run there. So we're going to see if we can't have a chat with Chris Ladraga in that beautiful race bird. Chris, this is Greg in the TV booth. You put together an absolutely superb run, doing exactly what you needed to do.
Yes, I am very, very happy, really. I think we deserve this type of position because we have been working so hard, and I am so, so happy for the team, really. And I'm very happy.
As you should be. Great lap. You turn it over to the guy who was fastest in qualifying yesterday. Team Rafa looking strong. Well done. Absolutely love it. You can see the joy when you have a run like that and you win in such dominant form here. Lucas went down swinging. I mean, it was a solid second, played that long lap to perfection, and came home second here, and that's not too bad. Second is, you know, at this, as we heard Sarah say to Lucas yesterday, I gave you something to work with.
For sure, yeah, it's one step closer to the final, and you know, there's more we can say on that shortly, but yeah, very, very good start so far.
So let's take a look at some of the highlights here, and you can see that start. And you know, when I saw Lisa swinging way out wide, that's almost lane 4 width, if you will, and she got the nose ahead. She had a plan here and executed it beautifully.
Yeah, and it actually, by having that free movement in front of you, having that open water, making that move was easy, but it also cost the two race birds behind you. That extra weight, you've always created a gap by being ahead, but also made it from behind as well. It's the perfect move.
And look, folks, at those onboards, all the movement inside that they are dealing with. It is a violent sport here because these things really move around in the water. And Lisa Kasane drove a couple of absolutely beautiful laps to get into a solid second and had some great moves here. But then in that red Westbrook boat, we saw Lucas Ordonez starting to put it together. But at the end, an absolutely storming drive by Chris Ladraga for Team Rafa. You can see Tom Schaap there, absolutely jubilant with that performance. She looked really stout. Yeah,
dominant for Team Rafa. And just to give you an idea of what that means, you know, if things go well in the second semi-final and Team Rafa make it into the final, that's a guaranteed 7 points.
That's huge, and that's the whole thing, advancing into the finals. Look at the celebrations. Will Smith and Lucas, and there's Sarah, of course, coming in. And I think she's now super glued those glasses to her forehead here that she got from Will here. But, you know, extraordinary effort here by, and again, we've talked about neither of these pilots any experience in anything on the water, and what they and the team have done since they missed the first round because they didn't exist has been really stout. Listening in here, you can hear it. Yeah, I love it.
There, Sarah's saying it there. We've got to get to that final because currently where they're sitting third in the championship, really the points on offer make Team Rafa a real competitor for that third spot.
Oh, they do? Absolutely. Let's listen in.
I'm furious, but now I'm happy, so there you go.
All good. We keep rumbling,
Great chat.
How you choose when you do the long lap?
The radio man.
Yes.
It's
When you see the gap,
isn't it? Kind of get a sense of what they're feeling.
We manage with the gap between the
And I mean, these owners are into it. You hear that? You know, what made you choose when you did the long lap? They want to understand the strategy here. They are ultimately, truly competitive.
Hey, you need to come more time. This type of results, like.
but it's I mean, when...
So, semi-final 2 is in the books. Let's take a look at the results. Liza Battaglia, a great drive for Team Blue Rising. Just not quite enough to be able to hang on to that second spot in third. Lucas Ordonez storming up into that second spot for Westbrook. And then Team Rafa delivering what we thought could be a really strong effort. Chris Ladaraga living up to the hype and now turning it over to Tom Chaplin. They come out for the next group. They are looking really strong. So that was a look back at one of the key semifinals here at Lake Como. Absolutely stunning setting, some phenomenal racing unfolding. And there were other semifinals as well. And we want to show you some of the highlights because there were some that had pretty significant championship implications. So let's take a look back here. And here, this is, you're going to see the problems. Team Miami, an opportunity to do something here and watch what happened right here. Anna Glennon collecting that turn 1 buoy, that smart mark, and that created big issues. Then we move ahead, and this was another race that had problematic issues for Miami at a certain point. They got a jump start.
Yeah, I mean, we basically drama throughout all of the semi-finals, you know, and actually not just drama within the semi-finals, but what it does, the ramifications on the championship go a long way. You saw Team Miami championship hopes slipping out of their grasp, while you saw others capitalize, like the likes of Team Rafa, Drogba, Aoki. We'll get onto that in a minute, but yeah, loads of drama in the semi-finals.
And yet, somehow, look at that reaction from Anna as Eric Stark made up that double long lap and was able to win. But unfortunately, with the 0 points from that first one for not finishing and then a penalty for the buoy, they did not make it into the finals. Came in here second in the points. That's a critical issue. But then we go to this one, and here was when Rafa racing, that Rafa team looking really strong. Look at Tom Schaap laid back and then drop the hammer on the inside.
Yeah, amazing move up the inside on that crucial first corner, getting into the lead ahead of the first set of turns and just maintaining it and maintaining and building, and by the end he was light years ahead.
Yeah, the combined margins of victory for Chris and Tom just off the charts here. They just had an incredible run, and Westbrook did enough coming home in second spot, and that did advance them into the final. But well, I'll tell you, it was all about Rafa racing. And then we move to the last of the semifinals, and in this one, after Sam Coleman in his semifinal had to overcome a double long lap, Emma just checked out.
Just unbelievable dominance from Team Brady. You know, the whole team has been, you know, we say on rails, on track, let's say on foil massively here this weekend, just being exceptional. But Team Aoki, credit to them, getting themselves to the final for the first time.
First time, Michelle Lobadan did a superb run, getting the team their first entry into the final of the season. But Team Brady dominating in their 2 semifinal runs, and Team Rafa dominating in theirs. That's going to be a battle. The big news, Miami, second in the points, not making it into the final rounds. So after the semifinals, this is how it played out. The combination of semifinal 1 and 4, Team Brazil winning that first one on the combined point score. Drogba second, Miami third after that big problem and penalty. Brazil straight in to the final. In semifinal 2 and 5, Rafa, Westbrook, Blue Rising. Rafa and Westbrook had the points to go straight into the final. Who was going to get it here as we went into the third combination of semifinals 3 and 6? Brady and Aoki Racing doing just enough to pip Drogba and make it into the final. The rest of them going into the place race. And how about that? Nice to have, well, there's our leader right there, right? Alejandro Agag and Marcelo Claret, who is the owner with his daughter of Team, Team Brazil. And we also have, of course, a guy named Rafael Nadal here who owns Team Rafa Racing. And I bet you that's a mighty tasty gelato.
Yeah,
nobody does ice cream like the Italians.
100%, and well needed as well because it is hot out there.
Scorching. Yeah, temperature right now in Lake Como, 87 degrees, but the problem is it's really humid. And so the real feel in terms of Fahrenheit, about 95 degrees right now. So Will and Rafa, they're very happy to be in the Ocean Club where there's shade and some nice cool racing and everything. And we mentioned that those that didn't make the transfer straight into the final went into what's called the place race, where you race for the points of the last from the last 4 positions. So let's take a look at some of the highlights in that one. And I'll tell you, it was a pretty entertaining race, particularly for Oban Duncan for Team Drogba. She got off to a great start, and watch to the inside here, gets to that first turn, uses that inside, and she just started to rocket away. Lisa Battaglia going way around the outside, trying to make that work. But Oban, as we've seen her do on occasion, was just untouchable, owned every fast sector, ballooned her way up to almost a 12-second lead here. And it was Anna Glennon with a little bit of a comeback, if you will, for Team Miami to bring it home second and earn some points. Lisa Battaglia doing a nice job in third, and Danny Close for Team Checo in fourth. So Anna said she was going to try and get to the front and run away. Well, it was Oban who actually did that. So Oban Duncan and Team Drogba earned the max points available from the place race. Oh, I tell you, I can't get enough of the looks of this video here. It is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, spectacular stuff. Let's check down now with co-founder and CEO Roddy Basso, see what he has to say.
We are at the 5th race of the very first season of the E1 World Championship. For us, it's an incredible achievement. We started our journey in Jeddah, 2nd and 3rd of February. Then we went to Venice. Then we moved into Puerto Banús in Marbella. After this, the iconic Monte Carlo. And now finally in Lake Como. Next year, we're going to expand in GCC, in Europe and in the Americas. The plan in season 3 is then to go into the Asia-Pacific side of it. And we want to make sure that we have the right places, because they have to be iconic and they need to represent exactly what we're trying to achieve. You know, protecting ecosystem, protecting the lifestyle of who lives in the coastal area. From the beginning, our pillars are about technology innovation, sustainability and lifestyle. Technology is an enabler. It's important to scout and test technology, and motorsport is a unique platform to achieve these goals. On the other side, it's important to see technology not as the ultimate goal, but as a tool to find solutions to change the life of maybe billions of people for the good. I believe we are providing a very strong contribution to the marine industry to lead the way and change the way we will navigate in the future in a more sustainable way and more responsible way.
Look at this. You can even get up on foil and have some fun. Love that.
Excellent.
All right, as we are enjoying some of these moments here, some of the folks having fun on the water and foil and some other craft here, let's head down to the paddock area, the launch zone, with Alex Aljo.
Yeah, the stage is set for both finals, and as stages go, they don't really get much better than this, do they? We have had a little bit of cloud cover as well, so fingers crossed that stays, because it's significantly cooler with that cloud. And what a day it was for Team Brady yesterday, with their hands on their first pole position trophy of the series. And if things go their way this afternoon, they could have their hands on another trophy. We are about to get underway. You've sent Sam out first. I'm here now with Emma Kimalainen. You're going to go out second. How are you feeling?
Nervous, as you can imagine. It's actually every time when I'm not in the boat, I feel nervous, because there's nothing I can do. There's so much I would want to help with, but there's not much that I can do, so I'll just have to wait. And luckily I can trust Sam. He is amazing.
This is the big moment, isn't it? This is what you've been waiting for, and there's quite a bit at stake, isn't there? Quite a bit. Well, you've a lot to win.
Yeah, we have a lot to win, but also we'll just take it step by step. Any points that we got, we will get is a good thing. Yeah, we were really happy yesterday with the quali, because that is an extra point in the championship. So we'll just try and do our best not to take stupid risks and just maximize the points in that way.
Good luck, Emma. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I think she's been maybe the revelation of this season. Now, as we've added more and more boats to each of these races, there is one element that has become more and more important.
In any race, the start is paramount to success, but on the water, it's everything.
We are bows out in an absolutely superb start.
A team that masters the start seizes the prize of the clear, untouched water, an unbeatable edge that paves the way for triumph.
E1 is sprint racing and start is everything. If you get out and get that clear water off the start, your chances of winning increases so much.
We are bows out. Great start.
It's different than in motorsport. Here you have to keep your position into the first corner. Nailing the speed and the timing right on the start-finish line is the key for the championship.
What a launch. If they timed it right, gives Westbrook a huge margin.
The strategy there needs to be on point, when to hit the 30 seconds right and then 0.
The key aspect of the start here is getting that timing perfect. You have to keep it on the foils, but you have to push at maximum speed.
Starts are really important. Boats really don't like rough water. So as soon as you get behind another boat, it's really hard to pass it. So getting in front of the start is a really important part of our race.
Team Drogba, Oben Duncan, absolutely timing it to perfection.
For me, you know, it's the most important moment of 4 or 5 laps of the race.
I'd say it makes or breaks the win.
And I'll tell you, one of the things that we have seen happening here is some of those boats starting in the outside lane, those racebirds have gone really wide. If they have that nose ahead, you still have to get in front.
Yeah, it's the difference between, you know, speed versus distance and getting it right. It goes a long way if you get it right, but it can equally go wrong just as easily.
Absolutely. Always want that inside line if possible. Well, as the action in the Ocean Club is underway here and people enjoying the festivities, let's get back down to Alex Aljo.
What a couple of days it's already been for Team Rafa, with Rafael Nadal watching on as well, giving you motivational talks ahead of things. And you've already been playing mind games with me because you told me you were going out first, but it's Chris. How confident are you feeling?
Yeah, of course, this weekend was unbelievable. It's like Rafa is coming, so it's so special for us. He gave us super advice, and we do a super good job. Chris and me in the semi-final, we win both. So yeah, we are super happy, but now we have to stay like calm and take the final. And I mean, we will try our best for sure. But anyway, all of the team make incredible job this weekend. Rafa is there, so it's so special, and we want to win. So we will try our best.
Looking at the competition, just how tough a race is it going to be for both of you?
Yeah, of course the level was really high. We have Team Brady there, every time there, so we have a good competitor, but I think this weekend we have a good pace. The team behind us works so hard, so we know what we have to do. I mean, and we will take the race, what we have to take, so we will see.
You mentioned Team Brady. Are they the rivals in your head? Are they the ones you really want to beat?
Yeah, of course. We will try. I think they have a pressure also because they know we are competitive. So I think all be able to take the race, good result, and so we will see.
Tom, thank you. All that's left to say is vamos, I guess.
Yes, of course. Vamos.
That is the phrase. That is the phrase. Let's go is what that means. And that is exactly what he and his co-driver here, an amazingly quick Chris Lavaraga, have been able to do throughout semifinals. And again, just some looks at the folks enjoying in the Ocean Club. Now, it is remarkable what has been unfolding here in this UIM E1 World Championship in its debut year. And one of the things that has been happening is a truly epic battle for the championship.
Now it's time to go to work, because there's only one first.
Be prepared for second place. We're going for the top.
People call me the 100-pound pit bull. Don't underestimate me. We have a very strong team. Got to rise to the challenge.
I'm a top driver in powerboat racing. I'm here to win, of course.
Yes, baby, Iceman.
One goal only to win.
Shoot 'em up.
We go racing for the first time here at Jeddah.
Come on, Anna.
What is going on?
Boost that
Team Brady take victory.
Wanted to beat Sam.
This is amazing speed from Sam Coleman.
It's a very tough competition.
Team Brady back-to-back wins.
All down to the wire now. Come on!
Oh, a touch of foil.
Where's that guy going?
Brady eliminated. Team Miami win.
I don't want to let my team down. I'm going to perform at my best.
Disaster for Team Miami.
My buttons can be pushed.
Team Brady win again.
Team Brady's back! Yes!
Oh, here we go.
You know, it's certainly been an amazing battle at the sharp end of things. There's no question about that. Brady leading, problems, Miami to the lead, and then it's reversing again. And look at who's here for this one. You know, I mean, throughout the season, these celebrity team owners who are absolutely A-list from virtually every area. I mean, you know, Tom Brady we see there and the others. Top-tier celebrities, whether it's from athletics, whether it's from business, whether it's from music. And I think that spurs on their teams.
Absolutely. One of the many incredibly unique things about E1 racing. You know, we're pioneering technology, but pioneering a format with things like this, having amazing people as team owners, whilst the fight has been well and truly competitive from start to now.
Well, the stage has been set. It is finals time, everybody. Welcome to Lake Como, where we're going to get after it right now. The starting grid for the first of our two finals. Team Brady will be in the outside lane, Sam Coleman at the controls. Team Rafa in the next lane in, Chris Ladaraga. Then it will be Team Brazil with Timmy Hansen right down the middle. Then Westbrook Racing, Lucas Ordonez. And then on the inside, in their first final of the season, Aoki Racing with Saud Ahmed. Great opportunities here for all, especially maybe for Team Brady. And as we talk about Team Brady, Sam Coleman, he has been absolutely on form all year, but maybe never more so than he has been here. An accomplished powerboat racer, but in the semifinal round that he raced, he had to make up a long lap penalty and did it, and with it, still produced a dominant run in winning his semifinal. That's the pace that he has.
It's theirs to lose for sure. But then we have Chris Ladaraga from Team Rafa, jet ski champion in 2019, second in 2021, and doing it all today with the watchful eye of the team boss, Rafa Nadal, watching closely on, hoping for success, because there is a strong opportunity for Team Rafa to secure themselves a top 3 position in these finals.
But no pressure. Yeah, Team Brazil by the Claret Group. That's Marcelo Claret, who's a very successful businessman who has now turned to philanthropic adventures here, including supporting these ecologically green programs here. And Timmy Hansen, extremely successful off-road racing driver. As a matter of fact, just came off of, I think you said it was his 14th World Rally Cross Championship win. And he has proven very adept here as well.
Then we've got Team Westbrook Racing and Lucas Ordonez coming from a different world, coming from the virtual world, with team owner Will Smith also here watching on. Now, different disciplines underneath his experience, coming from, you know, LMP2, virtual racing, Le Mans, into the world of electric foil racing, and doing a pretty good job of it, as Westbrook are. Really good adaptation to a completely new sport for both of them.
Yeah, I'd love to see Will doing the Muhammad Ali that he got an Academy Award nomination for. And then Aoki Racing, making their first final of the season. They have been so close so many times. They got it done. Saud Ahmed doing a superb job in his semifinal. The rotation stays consistent, so those are the racers, the pilots, will be setting off in final 1.
Yeah, big course here to take on. 1.26 kilometers, 7 turns. We've talked about importance of the race start and getting into that first corner in the lead because of the open water it can give you, the ability to build time and just see your way through to the end there and maximum points. It's the first lake course, of course, of the season, much tighter, and then as a result we've got less straights, which means there's much more opportunity of getting in the way of each other, causing each other wake, turbulence, maybe losing time and position. It is all to play for, Greg. I am very excited.
Oh, I am too. And one of the things you noted was without the long straights here, you're constantly transitioning, changing direction, which, as you've talked about, that affects the stability when you're moving from one foil to the other one. That's what's made this so fascinating, along with the little whirlpools and eddies of this lake. And there's the Ocean Club. Everybody getting ready to watch with Will Smith right there in the center. Here we go, heading toward the start, and when they get there, the timing, we're bows out. We are racing final number 1 here on the amazing Lake Como, and it is Westbrook getting a nose ahead. Aoki Racing, for a minute there, looked like they were going to be okay in that inside lane, but Saúd, that boat getting a little unsettled here. Great start by Timmy Hansen for Team Brazil, and here comes Chris Ladaraga trying that outside move again.
Team Brady trying to go for the very wide outside in the least advantageous lane position, and it hasn't worked out as to speak. They're right at the back of the pack. They're going to have 4 boats worth of wake to deal with, but maybe, I'm just thinking ahead of the game here, Greg, maybe this is part of the strategy, because all they need to do to secure a championship win is finish in the top 3.
So neither of their pilots are going to risk that race bird, right? And they're going to be very mindful of where they have to run. Probably won't want to be racing this close. How close is this, folks? Absolutely stunning on board Aoki Racing and Team Brazil. The great camera shots that we are getting offered us here is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, whilst Lucas Ordóñez has a roughly almost 4.5 second lead, now just gone up to a 5.5 second lead. The other 3 behind will have firm eyes on their rear view mirrors or rear view cameras as Team Rafa and Team Brady try and close the gap as the 2 quickest race birds so far this weekend, and by a long way.
Absolutely. And it's just interesting to see both of them at the back, as you said. Ordóñez doing a brilliant job up front for Westbrook in that red racebird, and Timmy Hansen sitting in that second spot. Oh, big rough ride there for Chris Ladaraga for Team Rafa, but she was on the boost. She was not willing to let it go. She's got position on the inside. Is she going to be able to make this hold? It's so close. Inside Saúd Ahmed. Oh, she's in a wash of spray. She's still trying for it, and Saúd's going to close the door again. Gives her just enough room. This is some of the closest racing we have seen. And Chris Ladaraga, look at Rafael Nadal, absolutely agape at this stage at how close this is.
Oh, it's so close, but then Chris Ladaraga just fell back behind Saúd Ahmed, now got all that weight to deal with. It's going to completely throw the racebird off balance, and already you can see the gap that's been made just by that one corner.
Yep, and Saúd right there caught a little bit of a wake the wrong way, a wave, and it unsettled him just a bit. Maybe Chris will have an opportunity here. Meanwhile, up front, Lucas Ordóñez has opened up about an 8-second lead. And what do you think is comfortable looking at these conditions now as we see Aoki going for their long lap? What do you think is comfortable?
Team Aoki and Brady, both. This could be a crucial part of the strategy. Have Brady thought about getting it done earlier and then maybe having a bit more, cleaner water in front of them to utilize? Maybe utilize again that pace that they have shown so far this weekend. Maybe that could be the best strategy we've seen. It could be risky, but risk, reward is always a balance.
Right, and again, obviously Sam is not going to push overly hard here with any damage, but he's going to come out. He's still right behind Aoki Racing, and Saúd Ahmed is obviously throwing up some wake as well. So interesting to see how that plays out. Up front, Lucas Ordóñez has gone to 9 seconds. So now that we've had a couple of those long laps, what's the timing look like? This is rougher water.
Well, the timing at the moment is well, we've seen 2 so far, and there's more to contend with. There's much more boats in the water, so I think it's going to be slower overall. Maybe the kind of the pushing to 9 to 11 rather than the 6 to 9 seconds that we saw in the semi-finals. But that all can change if you have the chance to pick up some rhythm, because what we haven't seen so far is anyone outside of Team Westbrook having clean water to run it.
Exactly. That's a key point.
That's where all the difference is going to be made. But one thing we do have to talk about is Sam Coleman, Team Brady. They are racing to maintain the lead of the championship. You've got Team Rafa now going into the long lap, but when it comes to Rafa, when it comes to Westbrook, they are racing for potentially second and third position. When you think about the points that are still up for grabs.
Yeah, and so they're going to give it as much welly as they possibly can here and make it happen. It's going to be interesting because Rafa, as she is coming around now, Saud Ahmed, they're going to meet at the merge. This is going to be really, really close. There is Chris off to the left, and you can see not quite enough, and tucks right back in behind Saud. And Saud had completed their long lap already, so those are our absolute positions here. Sam Coleman just lagging back there in the 5th spot, while Ordonez and Hansen are setting sail, but they are going to have to do their long lap this time.
Yeah, both of them still yet to do the long lap. Essentially, what we've just learned about the use of the long lap so far from those that have done it is it's a net gain. Yeah. A net gain, net loss, because we've come back out in exactly the same spot as we went in just over the course of a few laps.
Yeah, that's how it's playing out here, and I'm watching to see, is Ordonez going to do that long lap, because he can, I think, do it. But it still maybe can. No, he opts not to go on this one. Let's see. Neither does Timmy Hansen for Team Brazil. So they're going to wait to that final lap, but it's Lazaraga's closing in.
And as we draw our eyes now to these three battling together, who have all done the long laps, and now this is just flat out racing to the end of this session. And maybe if I'm Team Brady, I'm thinking about letting them battle ahead, finding the clean water on the outside, and going for a similar move like we've seen at the start of each race, and trying to make it happen that way.
All right, look at this. Here comes Timmy Hansen for Brazil, completing his long lap. And look at the merge. He had some distance here. Ooh, this could be really close, but he just straight lines out. That was really wise. He set that merge exit up so he could just go straight to the smart mark.
And meanwhile, while all that was going on, Brady went for a move around the outside, didn't quite pay off, and they've lost a bit of time and fallen back to the back of the order again. Still, chance to close the gap, but it's definitely looking tighter.
Well, you know, Sam, I know he's protecting, but boy, he'd like to be better than 5th. You know, that's putting this a little bit sketchy here. Meanwhile, here, you look in the background, you can see Lucas Ordonez there for Westbrook, that red dot. He has got to do his long lap now. He's in turn number, there he goes. Gets through that final smart mark and now cuts into the long lap. So it is his turn to go here. He's got plenty of time to deal with here.
Plenty of time, but if for whatever reason he causes himself a bit of a delay coming out of that long lap, the merge could be unbelievable. It might be all 5 meeting each other again into the hardest turn, a 90-degree turn of turn 7, where all of the action, all of the drama is, as everybody watches on from the Ocean Club.
Well, look at this, and you know who's going to be cheering this on. Will Smith's going to be loving this moment here. But Saud Ahmed has closed it up on Hansen, and Lazaraga has closed it up as well. Here we go, completing the merge. Ordonez does it with aplomb and gets the win in final number 1. There you see it. A huge round of applause from Will Smith. And Timmy Hansen is not done yet, coming through, picking the position up. Saud dropped off in the latter part of that last bit. They were really close. He'll still get 3rd.
As we mentioned before, Team Brady need to finish this weekend 4th or above to secure the championship. So if you're Team Miami, you're looking at the result of this and you're rubbing your hands.
Yes, you are, somewhat gleefully. And the big surprise is the 2 absolutely dominant teams in semifinals and qualifying 4th and 5th.
Yeah, shocking, shocking. But still another final with the other driver, the other pilot, to get involved and see what they can do.
Well, and the other part of that is for this next one, you're going to have those 2 in lane 1 and in lane 2. So that will give them a bit of an advantage here. But in this moment, it belongs to Westbrook Racing, Will Smith and his pilot, Lucas Ordonez. Let's chat with him. Lucas, this is Greg in the TV booth. What a dominant race you put on. You had enough margin to do the long lap and still have a 15-second margin of victory.
That's good. That was good. That was good. That was a nice start thanks to the Westbrook Racing guys. We nailed the start and we could pass the Aoki team in the first buoy. So then I have to be focused to not make any mistake. We learned from Monaco where we lost our podium in the last laps into Brady, but we got this one. So happy for the team, for Sarah, for everyone in Westbrook, for my family, and yeah, let's do it now. Sarah, it's your turn now. Let's win this for Will. We have Will here, so we're gonna win this. Vamos!
Well, you're off to a fabulous start. Congratulations. Look at the elation in that cockpit. And I mean, it was a great run and great pace.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. And it's easy to see why, because not just the adrenaline of doing well in that race, it's what it means for the championship, because, you know, it helps them secure that third place, maybe even put the pressure on second place, but also help bridge the gap potentially to the likes of Drogba behind, because there is only 11 points as it stands between third and seventh. Look at that. Love to see it.
Well, it's an electric boat, so he hadn't had anything loud to deal with until that scream. That's incredible. And you can see what it means here, you know. I mean, this is a world championship, you know. I mean, I don't think we can put enough emphasis on that. It is going for the champions of the water. Isn't just a regional or national title. It's a world championship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge sign of the performance that we've seen from Team Westbrook. You know, being the last to join the championship, not even taking place, not even existing, as you say, in the first race of the season, to just get better and better as the season's gone on.
It's been really remarkable. And, you know, I think obviously the interesting component here is how Rafa and Brady, who were so dominant in qualifying and the semifinal rounds, find themselves in 4th and 5th. They have work to do in final number 2. Well, the celebrating continuing on some of the launch platforms. A very serious debrief on some of the others. But let's go take a look at some highlights here. And there was a very, very close moment out there. Watch this. That's Rafa and Aoki. And check this out here. Super close at this point. And
that's tight. And we're hearing that Rafa have put in a protest against this moment as well now. You see it's pretty close. It obviously cost them a lot of time because, you know, as you can see now, all of that weight just completely smashes into the cockpit screen. So one, you can't see anything, and then you're dealing with all that extra weight under the foil as you're trying to get ahead.
Well, and I remember in the moment where we just called that when I said he shut the door. And you can do that if you are clear. And there is it's an interesting regulation, and it's called angular clearance, right? And it's if your boat is turned, you draw a line that's a perpendicular line from the back of the boat. If that line clears the nose of the other boat, you can turn in. If you don't, you can't. He wasn't there, I don't think. So that might be what this protest is about.
Yeah, they'll look at it. They've got all the telemetry as well on the race boats to understand, like you just said, but also a bit of a GPS as well to see the distance, to whether they get too close together to avoid damage and contact. So there's all the toys available for them to make a decision on that. But yeah, like we said, the protest has been made.
Yeah, and there's a difference, and it may be subtle, but there's a difference between defending, which is fine, and impeding. And I think that's what this is about. Look at that. Just the incredible moments here, the energy. And as Will might say, nothing but love.
Amazing.
Nothing but love for you. I just absolutely love it. Having some fun here. Yeah. What a moment. All right, let's go back and take a look as we are looking at Sam Coleman here, who ended up in the last place. Obviously being careful, but maybe a little bit too careful for what he wanted here. Look at that moment with Lucas. But let's take a look at some of the highlights and the replays here as we get ready to go. And for that first final that just completed, there's the start. And look at Lucas. They got there and it was the Team Brazil had just a little bit of a nose ahead at that moment, but then Lucas timed that to perfection. And it was really tight here as well.
Surprisingly poor start from Team Brady, considering you know how good they've been at that so far, you know, in past races and also earlier today in the semi-finals. And then this was the moment where the two came together. It was really, really close racing. There's wake everywhere, all sorts of turbulence in the water, only costing both of them time. And essentially time that then was gifted to Lucas Ordóñez to have such a convincing win.
Yeah, it really gave them the opportunity and it dropped Chris, obviously, after that moment. She started to fall back just a little bit. And the Rafa protest not upheld, we just got word. So that means the results will stick as is. Was never in question for that guy, though. Lucas Ordóñez, he controlled that one from, as he said, we had a great strategy. We nailed the start. and were able to just check out and drive away to an absolutely superb effort, bringing home a win. All right, meanwhile, we have Alex Aljo is down in the area, and she has found Chris Ladraga.
Yeah, I have, Chris. I know you always want to win, but Rafa just came down. He certainly seemed very happy. What did you make of that race?
Well, starting on the outside is never easy, you know, so the final plan was do the better we could. We had a big fight with Aoki. We were fighting for the P3. Finally, we couldn't get it, so this is what we had, a P4, but it's still Tom has to do the hard job now, so let's see what happens.
What exactly happened with Team Aoki? I know you weren't happy with it. Can you tell me what happened?
No, it's a racing situation. We were side by side fighting for the position. It's normal. It was very dangerous because we were nearly hitting, but nothing happened. Everything went smooth. We had a really nice fight, a very sportive fight, so happy.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
what about Tom? What does he need to do? What's your message to him?
He knows because he's a real competitor. He will go for the win, so let's see what happens. But I'm confident.
Good, Chris. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
She has been really impressive this year, and she showed it in both qualifying and in those semifinals. This is so beautiful here. That's the boathouse. Look at how gorgeous that is. And then the rest of Villa d'Este is just phenomenal. The setting couldn't be any more glorious, and just loving every minute of it. This event has been extremely special. Well, let's now take a look at the results from our first of two finals. Top qualifiers, Sam Coleman and Team Brady, last in the 5th spot. Team Rafa, also very quick, in the 4th spot with Chris Ladraga. Aoki Racing, Saud Ahmed in 3rd. Team Brazil's Timmy Hansen in 2nd. And Lucas Ordonez for Westbrook Racing, really putting on a little clinic out there and having an absolutely superb run. And of course, that's only the first of the 2 finals, so there's lots more to come.
Yeah, big moment ahead. You know, the fact that we've got 2 big teams in a big championship fight as well, Team Westbrook, Team Rafa, equal pressure for both of them because they both have their team owners here watching, cheering them on, who got a taste of what it's like to drive an E1 Racebird this weekend.
Rafa, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Regular steering wheel, got it. Okay, boom, boom, reverse, boom, boost. Help! That's the help. Yeah. That's the help button. That's the help button. Help! Okay. All right.
Have fun.
See you in a few. All right.
You gonna drive?
Yeah, going in there. Oh man, I'm excited about this. I know, right? Like, hey.
Well, it's so cool, man. It's the moment we were waiting for the whole season, no? He's here in Lake Como testing it and giving it a go, and he's enjoying. That's the most important.
Rafa's now leaving. All right. Copy that. Ready to go. That was fantastic. I felt it when it went up. I like this. We're going to be doing this for a couple hours now. And I'll be on the right, he'll be on the left. So I'm good to go. Yeah, it felt good. I lost sight of the finish line.
You enjoy?
A lot.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's great. Dude,
good fun.
That's fun. That's really fun. Rafa,
next time we do a real race.
Yeah, we do a real one. Yeah, you know.
I already lost my job, I think.
I love that right there when Lucas Ordonez said, okay, I realize I've just lost my job. They are having so much fun. And I mean, Will Smith, you know, it's amazing. He's one of those guys, what you see on the screen is what you get in real life. He's just genuinely witty.
Yeah.
Joyous.
Yeah, for sure. He looks like they're having a great time. You know, lots of gags being made about racing and the steering wheel. You know, it was actually really fun watching the two of them. 2 very smiley people there as team owners. However, the same cannot be said for the likes of Team Brady's Sam Coleman, who isn't that happy, and Alex Aljo is with him now.
Yeah, he isn't that happy because it is not what we're used to seeing from Team Brady. I'm sure you're hugely disappointed. Sam, where was that race lost? Was it at the start, would you say?
Yeah, a little bit. Frustrated more than unhappy, you know. It's really tough with 5 boats on a really, really small, tight course. We knew at the start of the weekend that it's going to favour the boat out in front more than ever because you don't have any decent straight to get alongside another boat. Sort of squeezed on the start, trying to fit 5 boats through here and still take the correct heading. I was being polite with the space. Maybe I shouldn't have been so polite.
What was the other option I was going to say?
The other option was to hit the turn mark. And then Aoki and Rafa were having a great dice, and I had the best seats in the house to view it, but it was frustrating because there was 2 boats worth of dirty water in front, and I knew we had the pace to be faster, but when there's the wake off 2 boats creating such a mess, you can't drive around it and find clean water, so I was kind of trapped in there. And then into the first turn, Foxtrot on the first lap, Chris turned in super hard across the front of me and I have to lift out to avoid a collision, but it was great racing by the guys in front, and it's tough. It's never easy.
Never easy. Over to Emma now. Good luck to her.
Yeah, well, Emma's got a better lane. Starting from the outside with the reverse grid, each team gets it, you know, and because we were on pole and 5th, we're kind of getting a bit of the short straw on the outside, and hopefully we'll get a better luck this time.
You can't win them all. Sam, thank you.
Let's go back and look at that start here, and you can see Brady as they get ready to go on the outside, and it looked like he picked the throttle up just a little bit late, and I think he was a little dissuaded there by the Rafa boat because he had to go between them and that smart mark, as he said.
I mean, he made the point of having 5 boats. There's not a lot of room for them to occupy within those marks that they have to be in, so you're kind of already getting squeezed from the very start, and you really need to try and maximise that position and get ahead of the one directly next to you earlier than that they tried to do here, and essentially they just cost them. But they have to go even wider and wider and wider to avoid the wake, and by that point it's about playing catch up, but you've got the biggest distance to catch up.
Well, and that arc he made, we've talked about that point of no return. That was the distance overcame the speed, and he just lost a lot of ground here. From there on, it was a fight, and just couldn't get through. Well, we're looking at this track. We've been talking about it. Take us around it.
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting circuit, and it's actually unfolding as we've been watching each session. You know, we've got the same distances, 1.26 kilometers, 7 turns. That we've just talked about it. That first turn is so crucial. That starting procedure, getting out to a point where you can lead after the first set of corners, goes a long way to you being able to win the race and get maximum points for your championship fight. You know, there's a couple of other interesting elements. The long lap being where it is means that as they come in, there's that chance of connecting with other people who aren't on a long lap, causing each other a bit of time loss or position loss, but it really is all about the strategy of the long lap, and I think that alongside where you are at the start are the fundamental 2 characteristics of what it takes to win here.
And the whole strategy play is basically on that long lap is if you can exit and still have nice smooth water, it's okay to go. If you don't think you can, you're going to wait and hope there's another opportunity that comes up, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about the comfortability of time. You know, that's what you want. You might be able to do it in the first few laps, or it might take a little bit longer. But we've got to say, Greg, I mean, in terms of when it comes to racing locations, I mean, are they much better than this? Looking at this, the gorgeous Lake Como, Villa d'Este, like E1 racing, this is it's born for it here, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. I mean, you know, we talked before about Como is the birthplace of Alessandro Volta, who was the inventor of the first electric generator and of the battery. So closing that circle, right? Electric racing coming back here, running on battery here. And some of the other things, 152 years ago, a group of wealthy Milanese businessmen purchased the villa and converted it into the luxury hotel. It used to be a summer home, if you will. But I'll tell you, it is stunning. In 1913, it became a national monument.
Another one of our great team owners here alongside Will Smith is, of course, Rafa Nadal, team owner of the Rafa team. Very good performance team, very quick, equally good in racing. Didn't have the best result in the first final, but there's every chance of going out there and putting in a better performance now in this second final. We caught up with the team owner Rafa earlier to hear what he had to say. Rafa, take it away.
Being here is just amazing, no? Super beautiful place, and yeah, very excited to be here. Touch the boat is a different world. Going to be a big learning for me too. We can say that like first year have been a very successful year. The E1 series something special, and a lot of celebrities from completely different worlds, but competing now in a sustainability project, but it's a competition too. Super happy to finally have the chance to be here with the team, have fun with them and support them. The ambition is always the same, to try our best, to have fun, and if it's possible, fight for the first positions. It's about continue with the learning. We did very well in Monaco a few weeks ago. The feelings are better and better on the team. I think the pilots and the team by itself have better knowledge about the boat. We take it like a preparation. For me, as a team owner, the first year is everything new. It's a little bit like a test. It's a lot of learnings. That makes the competition more unpredictable. I think this year will be a completely different thing, and I think the real competition is starting the season too.
And take a look at this. Everybody ready to go. That is Team Rafa and the supporters getting ready to head out. And it's going to be interesting to see here as we take a look here at some of the other competitors. Westbrook Racing, remember, they won Final 1 with Lucas Ordóñez putting on an absolutely superb race. Now it is going to be down to his teammate Sarah Price, who is going to have to be the person to go out and go after it. And of course, Brady, with Miami out of it, have a chance to clinch, but they have to come from a 5th place finish in that first final. So much drama playing out here. So let's take a look at the starting grid for final number 2. It will be Michele Lobadan who got that great run in to get Aoki into their first ever final round. Westbrook Racing, as I said, Sarah Price will be taking the helm. Katie Munnings will be taking over for Timmy Hansen for Team Brazil. And then Tom Schaap will be taking over from Chris Lavaraga for Team Rafa. And Team Brady, it will be Emma Kymäläinen, the pilot for this final. So we take a look here at Aoki Racing and Michele Lobadan. She has really been one of those drivers. She's again come from nothing aquatic here other than she loves being in the water. But she is a rally driver, but she has adapted very, very well, Saunders, and she has shown some great terms of speed, as she did in the semifinal round to bring Aoki into their first final.
Yeah, big turnaround of performance for the Aoki team. Next we have Sarah Price for Team Westbrook Racing. Very, very accomplished in the world of rally, Dakar Extreme E. Of course, a Hollywood stunt driver as well, so knows what it takes in order to make the most out of being thrown around in a cockpit and try and get good performance, good race results, and ultimately good points come the end of it. And it's coming off the back of her teammate winning.
Yeah, you need to take your shoes off to count the number of national motocross championships she's won. And then you have Katie Munnings, another off-road driver, and Katie has been very, very quick. And the unique dynamic in that team, Katie and Timmy are teammates oftentimes in other forms of racing, so the communication has been great, and that has Katie running very, very quickly indeed.
And that brings us on to Team Rafa, Tom Schaap. Very well accomplished in something that not a lot of people can say, which is having equally good championship wins in 2 disciplines, both on the water in powerboat racing, but also in karting on track. So he's taking the learnings and the experience of both those disciplines into E1 racing, where both have merits and advantages. He's been very, very quick so far, and they need to be quick here.
Seat time in anything seems to pay off, doesn't it? And that applies equally well here to Emma. This is Emma Kymäläinen, who has done such an amazing job. She not only does the racing, she has run in GP, and she has run in the W Series as well, but snowmobiling, mountain biking, she is a talent. All right, here we go. This is a look at the course that they are going to have to negotiate. This is the final time of this 5th round of the championship, the Lake Como GP, presented by Villa d'Este. And it is a challenging track. Doesn't have those long, straight sections. We've heard that. It is something really quite different than what they have experienced here thus far.
Yeah, the two big areas, the start, we know how important that is. It's going to be just as important as this next one, and the long lap strategy, absolutely crucial.
And what I find fascinating here, as does everybody there in the Ocean Club, with Rafa and Brady in the outside 2 lanes for that first start, we talked about that. You know, that is not any advantage. They occupy the inside 2 lanes. Yeah. You've got Emma Kymäläinen and Tom Schaap could be going foil to foil into that first turn. They are both hard racers.
Yeah, 5 seconds to go. It's going to be huge how this starts. Greg, take it away. What can we watch?
Oh, we are bows out and close to that inside already. And you can see Tom Schaap, he got going, but then it was a great launch by Emma. She just waited, hit the boost right as Schaap was coming off the boost, launches into the lead. But look at Sarah Price, that outside line. She can pull this off.
It was a great start from Brady and Kymäläinen, but it's Westbrook that seems to be doing well. No, they've gone too wide. They've gone for the speed and the distance argument we've been talking about, and it's come badly off. Team Brady in the lead, following by Team Rafa behind.
Yeah, Michelle Lobadan for Aoki going way, way out there. And with that long run, it looks like Sarah might be able to hang on to third. I thought for a moment we might have the Team Brazil entry coming up and challenging by Katie Munnings. This is a pretty close grouping here. A lot of the starts we've seen big gaps for much sooner than this. And these top 4 are staying in relatively close concert here. And Emma Kymäläinen, I'll tell you, I think she's the revelation of this series this year. She is just, you know, she had no boating background, but she has the gift. You can see there, you see Chris Ladaraga shaking her head, going, well, we didn't get the better part of that one.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the kind of the race now we've been waiting to see all weekend. Did Brady v Rafa? There'd be the big upset there for Kymäläinen. Brady took everything going into that corner.
And that, if it's judged to be egregious enough, that's a potential penalty. So we'll keep an eye out for it. If you clip it, they've been letting it go. That was an absolute, you just clouded it. And it cost her some momentum and speed. And here comes Schaap, looking to the inside, battle for the lead. Championship implications. Schaap along the inside, he's through. Oh, that could have been almost another touch.
Huge move, absolutely huge move. And now that long lap strategy even more crucial. But the quickest man, the quickest pilot all weekend has been this person, Tom Schaap for Team Rafa.
Yeah, absolutely. He had the fastest individual lap in qualifying. He was wickedly quick. I think that there may be some damage possibly to that Brady boat because now you see Sarah Price is just, and then Sarah catches a little wave. And those, I tell you, that's the interesting thing about these foils is when one hits it catches something before the other does, it gets that huge yaw moment. Look at this. She is potentially through there, still side by side. Sarah Price, the nose ahead now of Emma Kymäläinen, and Emma just slotting into that third spot. Wow, I'll tell you, it looked like she was back on race form here, but you have to wonder that she really hit that smart mark.
I think you made a good call with Team Brady because we don't have to see this again, this replay. There's definitely some damage and it's costing them time. They're losing it by the minute. Let's have another look at what happened.
Watch it right here. Turns in, it buries it,
bang.
And wham! Oh yeah, it cracked that. And now she, you know, because of that, as we said, it was such a hard hit. That's going to be, it has just been assessed a long lap penalty. A chance to clinch here, and it's going wrong. Oh boy, this is unbelievable here. Meanwhile, Tom Schaap up to a 6.2 second lead. Sarah Price sits second and Emma is third, but with 2 long laps, this championship suddenly is blown wide open.
You've got to ask for the question, was the risk worth it?
Yeah.
You know, all you needed to do was finish in the position you currently were and not lose it. did you need to take that much risk?
Yeah, I wonder, did she hit one of those little whirlpools right as she turned? I mean, I'm just speculating, but it just suddenly pivoted on her. Who knows? We'll hopefully find out later, but boy, that is absolutely incredible. And let's see when she might do, now having to do 2 of those long laps. And Emma has, let's see if she takes care of that here. Looks like she has not yet. And did she make the move? No. But behind her, Michele Lobadan goes for the long lap.
And let's remind ourselves about how it works with the combined finishes of these 2 finals. You know, Team Brady took 3 from final 1. Currently, they'll be taking 5, so that would give them 8 in total. Sorry, that would give them 8 to then potentially see where that puts them in the end with the maximum points available. We'd be looking at 8 points.
Yep.
So that makes it, like you said, completely wide open. It's not over for Miami yet. And talking behind that, there's still plenty to play for.
Well, absolutely, and you know, depending upon if that you know, with that damage on that boat, the others could. We see Timmy now has moved around and taken up that spot. I mean, Katie Munnings, and she's done the long lap, and now she's going to drop back a little bit. So it's going to be fascinating to see. But it certainly looks like right now this championship, which could have potentially been clinched here by Team Brady, looks like it will be going to the final round. And right now, Tom Shep, the margin 10.5 seconds, make it 11.5 up front as he goes through another sector. And he just set a superbly quick second sector at 25.7. So absolutely flying. Westbrook and Sarah Price going for their long lap. And it's going to be close here, but I think she will be okay. As she comes through, has to go around that next cone there, and then she can start into the merge here, and it's all going to come down to, at that point, where Emma is at that point. And remember, we've seen Emma Kymäläinen has now done 1 of the 2 long laps, and that drops her into 4th. There comes Sarah.
You've got to ask yourself the question as well. If you're Tom Chap now, you've got a 23-second advantage. What could have been for Emma Kymäläinen and Tom Brady?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, they were out front. She had that one. And just maybe that margin just cut it too close here. And you can see Michele Lobadan is starting to close up. And again, Emma's got damage on that left foil. And the only person who hasn't done the long lap right now is Shap. He just turned to 21.2. That's extraordinary. And you can see right now Brady boosting, Kemma doing everything she can right now. But the interesting thing to me is with that damage, if Michele Lobadan comes up and takes that 4th spot, that's going to compress this championship even more. Right now, you know, Team Miami, they don't want to win it, you know, with a problem like that. As finally Tom Shap goes for the long lap. But you know, underneath they might be going, come on, Michelle. That's going to make it closer. We get to go to the final.
Yeah,
but Tom Shap, exactly. But Tom Shap is just, as he has been every time he has been on the water here, has just an absolutely superb run. We're on the last lap. Here he comes to the line, and Rafa and Tom Shap come through as they start this lap. This is going to be amazing. And look at that. Look at that story here. Westbrook coming through into the 2nd spot.
But look at the end of the long lap. It's Team Aoki. They're coming through. It's
they're going to do it.
They've done it.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be amazing. Michele Lobadan has gone through on Team Brady, will take 4th. So Rafa wins this one. Sarah Price 2nd, Katie Munnings 3rd. Michele Lobadan in that 4th spot, and in 5th, a wounded Emma Kymäläinen. But those combined standings, Westbrook Racing, they weren't even in existence after the 1st round. They win a final round, a combined final. Rafa fighting back from that 4th place finish to finish 2nd in the combined. Brazil, a really impressive run into 3rd. And Aoki in their 1st final doing a nice job too. And Brady, boy, talk about a coulda, woulda.
What a turn of fate. You know, it looked like they couldn't lose earlier in the day. And then everything that could have gone wrong in that race for them did happen. And again, we said it at the end of the 1st final, if Miami were rubbing their hands then, they're positively blistered all over right now.
Exactly. And you know, you think about it. Obviously, with that 5th by Sam and a win by Emma, that probably put him into 3rd. That was enough points. So
yeah.
So it was that close here. So, but I'll tell you, Sarah Price, understanding maybe the big picture, and you know that the team was talking to her and did exactly what she needed to do to bring it home. Sarah Price, this is Greg in the TV booth. You knew, it seemed, exactly what you had to do, and as a result of Lucas's win and your second, you guys have won the Lake Como GP.
No way. Dude, that is so sick. Well, this is for you, baby. Oh my God. Oh!
Well, you clearly took Wells' presence here as a great motivator, and you and Lucas in these 2 finals executed beautifully. Congratulations. Enjoy this moment on the way back to the launch, on the launch zone. You were magnificent. Westbrook.
I'm crying right now. I don't even care. This is so freaking exciting. I'm so proud of our team. Oh my God, Westbrook Racing, you rock.
All right, well, with that ringing sound from the cockpit of the Westbrook Racebird, let's take a look at the combined results. Team Brady stunningly in the 5th spot, only 6 points. Aoki Racing, that pairing doing a magical job up into 9th in their first ever final run. Team Brazil, a solid 3rd. Katie Munnings and Timmy Hansen. Chris Ladaraga and Tom Schaap were absolutely superb all weekend long. But Lucas Ordonez with that amazing first final run, and Sarah with a perfectly judged second run, end up winning round 5 of the championship, the Lake Como GP, and the amazing journey of Westbrook continues.
This girl's going to be pumped. Exactly,
Listening in here on the moment.
With a lot of pressure on.
I mean, both of them have had their moment, haven't they? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Both the rivalry of Rafa Westbrook, or Will Smith and Rafa Nadal goes on. They were against each other in the race bird themselves earlier in the weekend, and now they've both had a win each.
And again, you know, I mean, we're enjoying this moment here, but that run as well from Tom Schaap, as it's hardly a surprise, was pretty spectacular. But this is the moment for Westbrook, and they are going to celebrate it as they should. A true wow moment. And boy, look at this. That was one of the fastest exits from the Racebird into the arms of the crew in a moment. Let's head down to Alex Aljo. Alex, you're right in the middle of the celebrations.
Right, Westbrook Racing are officially champions of Lake Como. Will, how does that sound?
I am very excited. I am honored. This is my first race. I've been trying to get out here, and I think I'm going to keep coming.
Honestly, you've been lucky, haven't you, this weekend? That was absolutely incredible. How did that feel for you?
Oh man, I think my team was tricking me at the end there. They weren't going to tell me that we won, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this whole time we worked so hard, and it's like we got that win finally. Oh my God!
How was that for you, watching on? How were you feeling?
It was. I was watching with Will, with Rafa, with all the staff. It was incredible. I cannot believe. I have no words. You did an amazing start, and that's what we needed. We nailed it. Westbrook Racing.
You know, and I talked to Tom Brady right before I FaceTime with Tom Brady right before, and I told him my entire childhood was spent with him beating my team, and I was like, that's not going to happen out here today.
And Will, this win has blown the championship wide open. Now the next event is anyone's for the taking, so you got to come. Are you going to be there?
Yes, I am moving everything out of the way right now. This is so much fun, like just the energy of it, you know, and it's like the people and all the teams. It's competitive, but it's really a fun kind of family thing out here. So I love it. We're having a ball.
Right. Well, I think you've got a trophy to lift, so I'll let you get away. Congratulations! Congratulations!
What energy down there, what joy, and what a location to have that unfold. Let's take a look at the results here. And there it is, Westbrook winning here at the Lake Como GP, presented by Villedeste. They get the full 20 points. Fast lap going to Aoki Racing. How about that? What a run there. But Team Rafa second, they get 16 points. Team Brazil 13 points. That's your podium. Aoki Racing with a fourth and fast lap. Team Brady got the point for pole, but I'm sure a extremely disappointed fifth. Then Team Drogba, then Miami, then Blue Rising and Team Checo. And for Team Miami, that fifth place for Brady keeps Team Miami in with a shot.
For sure. You know, the biggest thing about that Westbrook win is it now puts them just 1 point behind Team Miami in P3.
Wow, that is going to be absolutely what a battle going into the final round, but we're not done here. Let's get back down to Alex.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Right, okay, here we are with Team Rafa and Rafa himself. You are watching on. How proud are you of these two?
Well, super proud. No, I mean, we had today the best result of the season, and that's a great point for the championship. They did amazing weekend, so super proud of all of them, and the pilots, the whole team. I think they did an amazing job. So it's the moment to enjoy, because it's a podium, is second place, I think. So now to enjoy today and keep thinking about what's going on in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw how much you're enjoying it. What a setting as well here in Lake Como. And Tom, you have been on fire.
Yeah, today was really special, as you say. Everyone worked super hard, all the team making incredible job this weekend. And we can manage a good race. Chris also super good race, and we have like Rafa, the boss, it's there, so it's so special for us. And we will enjoy and keep focusing for the next one. So happy.
Absolutely, Chris. How much have you enjoyed these couple of days, and how much has it helped having Rafa here, supporting you, motivating you?
It's been an amazing weekend. We already told him that he has a new job. He has to come to all the races. So now we want to enjoy all together and say thank you to all the team.
And the best thing is the championship has been blown wide open now. It all goes down to the final event. So Rafa, will we see you there?
I don't know exactly the dates yet.
They need you.
Yeah, why not? No, if I am able, I would love to go. So I am 100% focused, and I'm going to try my best without a doubt.
Brilliant, Rafa. It's been great to have you here in Lake Como, and congratulations to the two of you. We've absolutely loved watching you racing. Enjoy. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Celebrate.
All right, thanks very much, Alex, and congratulations to all of our competitors here. Let's take a look now. After round 5 of the championship is complete, where we stand. 11-point margin right now is what they're showing here by Brady over Westbrook, with Miami sitting in third, and then Rafa, Brazil, Drogba, Blue Rising, Aoki Racing, and Team Checo. And I just have to say it again. Amazing for Aoki Racing. Not only did they make their first final, but they were competitive and got fast lap.
Yeah, that's a lot of things you can take from that going into the final weekend. A real step up in confidence performance to maybe going even better that next time round.
I don't know, the way that we have been going here and these incredible venues we've been at, and now our first freshwater race on Lake Como, one of the jewels of Italy, and this amazing Villedeste. It has been amazing. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. What a drama-filled round 5 with one race to go.